Hello and a very warm welcome to today's session brought to you by Team Testbook Super Coaching. I hope all of you are doing really well. देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से लॉन्च इन करते हैं ताकि we are making the most of every second and every minute that we are having. We are staring on 30th of November और कल से December start हो जाएगा. Obviously the countdown also begins, which is it's already started. जल्दी से देरी नहीं करते हुए let's just very quickly get started. आज हम कुछ questions को practice करेंगे. We will be looking at certain questions. Of course, your crash course is also coming to an end. Crash course ke through, I think it was great knowing most of you. I could see Afroz, Tanmay, Devashish, a lot of you coming very regularly on the platform, and Kushpreet was there, and of course so many of you joining in. So I think obviously all of you are on the verge of making sure that you're sitting and writing your exam paper really well. अच्छी तरह से दोनों papers को attempt कीजिएगा. And there's no need for you to worry at all because all your efforts, hard work is definitely going to be coming to the shore very soon. And of course, June attempt के लिए तो YouTube की जो series रहेंगी उनमें हम extra जी जान लगाने ही वाले हैं. Now we're going to be also inaugurating your night school classes on the Testbook Super Coaching platform as well for the June attempt. तो वो सारी details भी हम आपको बताने वाले हैं. हर एक चीज को thoroughly करेंगे. हर रोज on the YouTube platform we're going to be meeting and we'll be ensuring कि हम एक important work, एक important theory को अच्छी तरह से cover करें so that you get the maximum support from our end. That will be our endeavor. ठीक है? तो देरी नहीं करते हुए फटाफट से let's just quickly get started, right? Let's just very quickly get started. Now, when we are talking about the questions, of course, आपको ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा that you try and understand कि question कहाँ से आया है, what all are they asking, what all are they actually looking at, what all are they checking, ये सब आपको पता होना चाहिए. Good evening, Satyendra, Shweta, Padma, Kasturi, Pragya, Zamar, Dominator, Uttam, Sonali, Mansil, Queen, Shabnam, Supratim, Future Dreams. Good evening, Aziz. All right, let's very quickly get started. And like I said, wishing all of you great luck, right? मैं पहले ही इधर आ जाती हूँ so that we'll be able to attempt the questions as well. So wishing all of you great luck and success over here in the upcoming exam endeavor that you're all writing and sitting for. Uh, Okay. Anyway, so let's quickly get started. Let's just very quickly dive into a proper discussion of this, right? Or जल्दी से इसको start कर देते हैं. Let's just quickly get started with this. This is the first question that you're having. In case if the question is not clear, I'm repeating the question for all of you. The question is, which of the following is the last letter in Jonathan Swift's Drapier's Letters? Drapier's Letters में last letter कौन सा है? Drapier's letter में last letter कौन सा है? Which is the last letter when we are looking at Drapier's letter? Which is the last letter that you're able to see that's coming in the Drapier's letter? So आपको क्या identify करना है? You have to talk about the last letter. जो last letter है, that is something that you will have to write. That is something that you'll have to talk about. I'm just trying to get the pen also. Yes, last letter कौन सा है Jonathan Swift के Drapier's letter में? What is the correct answer here? Okay, Uttam has answered it correctly. Queen has answered it correctly. Rishikesh More has answered it correctly. That is absolutely the correct answer. That is absolutely the correct answer. Last आपका जो letter है, what is that we're talking about? It's an humble address to both houses of parliament. Right, and humble address to both houses of the parliament. That is the last part that you're able to see of Drapier's letters. Drapier's letters जो है ये 7 pamphlets थे. कितने pamphlets थे आपके? ये भी आपको थोड़ा सा याद रखना पड़ेगा. There are 7 pamphlets that we're talking about in Drapier's letters that are coming in. और ये pamphlets कब से कब तक publish हो रहे हैं? 1724 से 25 तक. Dean of St. Patrick's Cathedral in Dublin, Jonathan Swift इसको publish कर रहे हैं. And what are you able to see? What is it actually trying to tell you? अच्छा, by the way, pseudonym कौन सा use कर रहे हैं? He's using the pseudonym of Mr. Drapier because he does not want any retaliation. उनको कोई retaliation नहीं चाहिए. That is why he's using this particular pseudonym. So please remember when we are looking at Swift, he is producing this body of work satire के अंदर. जैसे अभी जो आपका जून attempt का batch बन रहा है, उसमें Augustan age के अंदर आप एक पूरा का पूरा unit करेंगे, and that unit is going to be on satire, right? वो पूरा का पूरा unit will teach you about satire, the various forms of satire, उसको कैसे use किया जाता है, how is it actually coming in. That's a proper research altogether. right? That's a proper research altogether. I know it's a little unclear while downloading it, but that's the reason I'm sharing the questions also. January appears as one of the protagonists in which of the following Canterbury books? ये question आपका ये है, January जो है, January is the protagonist of which of the following Chaucerian tales? January कौन से Chaucerian tales में is actually the protagonist? January का character, January is a 60-year-old knight from the town of Pavai. 60-year-old knight from the town of Pavai. What is the right answer? Very good. Dominator Rajneesh and Uttam. Uttam is on fire today. Merchant's Tale is absolutely the correct answer. Merchant's Tale का main character January है. अभी जैसे जून अटेम्प्ट के लिए जो छोटी छोटी मैं आपकी हर रोज की डेली वीडियो का भी कंटेंट क्रिएट कर रही थी, तो what we'll be bringing together is that we'll be helping you out. जैसे जॉर्ज एलियट के इंपॉर्टेंट वर्क्स हो गए या फिर आपके पीरियोडिकल्स हो गए, इनको भी हम छोटे छोटे वीडियो फॉर्मेट्स में करेंगे सो दैट यू हैव अ रिपोजिटरी दैट यू कैन एक्चुअली गो, यू कैन रेफर टू दैट, you can revisit that, वो आप चीज कर सकते हैं. So what is this? This is Merchant's Tale. January का जो कैरेक्टर है यहाँ पर आप अच्छी तरह से उसको देख पा रहे होंगे. Now you can actually see that Merchant's Tale के अंदर January का कैरेक्टर है, 60-year-old knight है, living coming from the town of Pavai in Lombardy, coming from the town of Pavai in Lombardy. Okay, and the Pavai was a place which was hedonistic in nature. You were able to see that, right? So that is of course coming in. तो ये चीज आप यहाँ पर याद रखना. January the main character, right? And the seasonal wife May also is there. Honor, so the way that January is actually getting depicted. तो एक पूरा का पूरा video will talk about certain characters only who are there in the Canterbury Tale, so that at least that is something that you can keep in mind. Okay, तो इस question को please थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना. There's another question that is coming your way, and the question is, the Monk's Tale of Canterbury Tales, how many historical figures appear? How many historical figures appear? Monk के टेल में how many historical figures are appearing? कितनी historical figures आ रहे हैं Monkey Tale में? Monkey Tale में The Monk's Tale to Other Pilgrims, it's a collection of उसमें क्या क्या आ रहा है? It's a collection of what? No, that is not true. Okay, Kanchan, welcome. That's good thing. What is the correct answer over here? No. Okay, Manzil has given the right answer. 17 is absolutely right, right? 17 is absolutely right. 17 बिल्कुल सही है. तो Monkey Tale में what are you able to see? How many collections are coming in? There are 17 short story on the theme of tragedy. Tragic endings के बारे में भी बता रहे हैं. So you are able to see Lucifer, Adam, Samson, Hercules is there. Even Nibonchir, Balzar, Zenobia, Pedro Castle, everybody is coming in. So there are 17 total references, right? How many references are there? There are 17 total references that you're able to see. So please keep that in mind. All right, please remember that. That is also something that you'll have to keep in mind. Moving on to the next question, which of the following Middle English poems begins with the line, since the siege and the assault were seized at Troy? Since the siege and assault were seized at Troy. What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer over here? Since the siege and the assault were seized. Okay, Uttam has given the right answer. Sargon and the Green Knight is absolutely the correct answer. Sargon and the Green Knight ये बिल्कुल सही है. It is written by Pearl Poet. अब यहाँ ये वाले टॉपिक्स के लिए ना, जैसे हम लोग अभी आपका YouTube पे भी करेंगे. I'll particularly tell you about YouTube also. YouTube पे we'll be looking at books like R.D. Trivedi and उसको अच्छी तरह से मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि कैसे कैसे ट्रिक्स से you can remember and कैसे questions आपके वहीं से directly आ जाते हैं. So this is also something that we'll be talking about in greater detail, and all of you should be aware about it. तो इसको थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना. Please remember this. There are ways to actually remember that. So Sargon and Green Knight जो हैं, that is where you are able to see that since the siege and assault was seized at Troy, these lines are actually coming there. Okay, so here you will have to keep that in mind. All right, please don't go wrong with this, because again these kind of questions are there. In her book Quantum Poetics, Gwyneth Lewis refers to which of the following Shakespearean plays in order to unravel the politics, the language, politics and writing. The language, politics and writing. Language, politics and writing. कौन सी work के लिए? कौन सी work के लिए? Which work are you able to see? Which work are you able to see? What is the correct answer over here? I haven't got the right answer. Very good. Aisha Sood has given the right answer. Excellent, Aisha. 12th night is absolutely the correct answer. 12th night बिल्कुल सही जवाब है यहाँ पर. So what are we able to see? Quantum poetics जो है, this was delivered at Newcastle University. And ये many people were actually, जैसे कल मैं आपको research के बारे में I think classroom class में we were talking about it. या फिर even on YouTube probably I was telling you about how you're able to see imagery and Shakespeare को आप देख रहे हो. Yeah, yesterday research class I was talking about this, right, in the classroom class, that how you're able to see that Caroline Spurgeon is coming up with the imagery notion of understanding Shakespeare. So वो भी आपके लिए important हो जाता है. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Should we be, yeah, please, Pragya. I've already, the strategy videos already there. I've already shared what are the things that you should actually be doing in the last few days. आपके handwritten notes जो भी आपने बनाए हैं उनको रिवाइज करिए, प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चंस को देखिए, ऑक्सफोर्ड कंपेनियन के साथ रेफर करते हुए प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चंस को करिए. आई विल रेडी मेड दैट स्ट्रेटजी वीडियो ऑल टुगेदर. ठीक है, सो प्लीज कीप दैट इन माइंड. ओ ग्रेट, दैट्स सच अ गुड न्यूज, कंचन, दैट्स सच अ गुड न्यूज. Thanks so much. That's a beautiful news altogether. Really appreciate that you're sharing it. So 12th night के अंदर you are able to see quantum poetics. Please याद रखना, delivered at Newcastle University, right? Quantum poetics, Newcastle University. You are able to see that language poetics. या आपका जो language politics है, writing है, उसके बारे में properly is being discussed over here. Which of the following poems by Dylan Thomas begins with these lines? Begins with these lines. What is the correct answer over here? Many congratulations, Kanchan. So proud of you, Bache. That's great news. Which of the following poems by Dylan Thomas begins with these lines? A stranger's come to share my room, in the house, not right in the head. A girl mad as birds. What is the right answer? Okay, Amrita Vani has given the right answer. Amrita Vani is absolutely right. Love in the Asylum. Okay, Love in the Asylum, based on the relationship of man with a woman who's mentally unstable and is residing in the asylum itself. That is what you're able to see. So, Love in the Asylum. ये आपका work है, which is coming by Dylan Thomas, that you're able to see. ये lines Dylan Thomas के work से ली गई है, which is a part of the poetry collection called Deaths and Entrances. Love in the Asylum, it's based on the relationship of a man who is with a unstable, mentally challenged woman altogether, unfortunately. And Thomas could, of course, possibly be speaking of the relationship that he had with his wife, who suffered from certain disputes altogether that you were able to look at. Okay, which of the following is not a theme in Gabriel Ocara's poem Piano and Drums? Piano and Drums में इनमें से कौन सा नहीं है? It is not a theme. Which of the following is not a theme? इनमें से कौन सी नहीं है? So look at the not part. Okay, look at the not part. The not part is very important, that you'll have to keep in mind. The not part becomes important, that you'll have to keep in mind. Please remember that. Sorry. Oh, Kanchan, that's very sweet of you, Bache. Okay, that's really sweet. Okay, right. What is the correct answer over here? यहाँ पे क्या सही जवाब हो जाता है? Piano and Drums is a post-colonial poem. Okay, very good. Anjali Pal, excellent. Anjali Pal is given. Colonization theme है, modernity versus antiquity theme है, preserving the positive aspects of European culture, African culture theme है. Immigration theme नहीं है. आप प्लीज इसको African writers के अंदर लिख लीजिएगा. Piano and Drums जो है, this is by Gabriel Ocara. Piano and Drums जो है, it's a post-colonial poem by Nigerian poet Gabriel Ocara. और यहाँ पर what are you able to see? Loss of cultural identity है, unending clash between east and west है. You are able to see that Piano and Drums is also trying to talk about loss of original identity. Immigration नहीं है, इमिग्रेशन एक थीम नहीं है. तो आप अपने अफ्रीकन राइटर्स के अंदर अगर आपने अफ्रीकन पोएट्री में ये नहीं लिखा है तो यू कैन ऐड गैब्रियल ओकारा का पियानो एंड ड्रम्स को आप ऐड कर देना. इट व्हाट इज इट टॉकिंग अबाउट? ओके, सो प्लीज कीप दैट इन माइंड. सो स्वीट ऑफ यू, सत्येंद्र, सो स्वीट ऑफ यू, दैट्स वेरी स्वीट ऑफ यू. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. In which of the following post-colonial novels does the protagonist called Mustafa appear with a troubled love life and then drowns himself in the Nile? Right? Mustafa, जो protagonist है Mustafa, he appears, right? Mustafa appears with a troubled love life and then drowns himself in Nile. Drowns himself in Nile. What is the correct answer? Definitely, Kanchan, definitely. You will be able to crack it, and we're all there with you, right? Wishing you great luck, Bache, okay? Wishing you great luck. What is the correct answer over here? Excellent. Season of migration to the north is the right answer. Season of migration to the north is absolutely the correct answer. ये जो है, it is, you know, a post-colonial Arabic novel. Sudanese writer ने लिखा है. Again, आप अपने writers में जहाँ पे आप लिख रहे हो post-colonial writers, तायब साले, इसको please add कर दीजिए. What is it trying to depict? It's trying to depict the conflict between Sudan and European history altogether. तो please इसको थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना और इसको one of the best Arabic novels of 20th century बोला गया है, right? So Season of Migration को one of the best, right? It's considered to be one of the best Arabic novels of 20th century. यहाँ पे एक downloading error है, so it's considered to be one of the best 20th century Arabic novels. Please remember that. Season of Migration. Okay, Season of Migration. Half of Yellow Sun is based against the backdrop of. It is based against the backdrop of. क्या बैटल ऑफ इकोटोबा है, बायाफ्रन वॉर है, फर्स्ट नाइजीरियन रिपब्लिक है, थर्ड नाइजीरियन रिपब्लिक है? व्हाट इज द राइट आंसर? Okay, very good, absolutely right. So Biafran War is the correct answer. अगर आपको नहीं भी पता था तो आप थोड़ा सा अंदाजा लगा सकते थे that half of a yellow sun Adichie का work है. And when you're talking about, you know, you need to remember Nigeria में एक important event, जब हम African writings करते हैं हम बोलते हैं South African literature में apartheid important है. Then when you're talking about, you know, Botswana में migration हो रहा है, citizenship का concern हो रहा है, Bessie Head उसके बारे में लिखती हैं. या फिर when you're talking about केन्या में माओ माओ रिबेलियन हो रहा है, गुगीवा थियोंगो इसके बारे में लिखते हैं. नाइजीरिया में बायाफ्रन वॉर हो रहा है. नाइजीरिया में व्हाट आर यू एबल टू सी? नाइजीरिया के अंदर आपका बायाफ्रन वॉर हो रहा है, हाफ येलो सन के अंदर. ओके, so please keep that in mind. Please remember that. That is something which is important. So Half of a Yellow Sun by Nigerian author Adichie. This was published in 2006 by the Fourth Estate. And ये आपको Biafran War बता रही है through the characters of Ulana Ubu and Richard. Ulana Ubu and Richard. And you know, Nigeria before the Civil War, during the Civil War, वो पूरा का पूरा आपको show किया जाता है. That is what you're able to see. Okay, so please keep that in mind. This is important for all of you. Okay, moving on to the next question. Ralph Singh, an Indo-Caribbean politician, appears in which of the following B.S. Naipaul's works? आप लोग ना बना भी लेना. Okay, so आप लोग बना भी लेना. रूपाली, we already said कि आप लोगों को लिखना पड़ेगा. जैसे आज की mostly questions जो हैं वो पोस्ट कलोनियल राइटर्स पे हैं. सो आप इसको प्लीज अच्छी तरह से कवर कीजिएगा. पीडीएफ जो आपको मिलेंगे वो आपको लाइक यू नो जब हम थ्योरी क्लासेस को स्टार्ट कर देंगे. सो क्वेश्चन क्लास में क्या होता है, हम पीडीएफ को डाउनलोड करके रख लेते हैं एंड देन वी डोंट इवन स्टडी. इट्स बेटर इफ यू आर राइटिंग, यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट कॉन्सेप्ट, यू आर लुकिंग एट द एक्सप्लेनेशन, इंडेक्स कार्ड्स बनाइए प्रीवियस ईयर्स क्वेश्चंस को करने का. दैट्स द बेस्ट स्ट्रैटेजी. Okay, what is the right answer over here? Mimic Men is absolutely the right answer. Mimic Men के अंदर you are able to see Ralph Singh का character आ रहा है. Right, Mimic Men. This was of course coming in 1967. 1967 में आ रहा है, and you are able to see Ralph Singh is the Indo-Caribbean politician from Isabella who tells the story altogether. Singh is in exile in London and attempting to write all the memoirs. Remember, जब आप देख रहे हो Joseph Anton, that is the memoir of Salman Rushdie, that is also written. Right, so Joseph Anton के जो memoirs हैं, that is something that Rushdie is writing, वो भी आपको याद रखना है. Okay, moving on. So I hope you'll be able to put these together under the category of post-colonial writings. Which of the following Trinidadian authors authored The Lonely Londoners, a book about the lives of West Indians in post-war Second World War? What is the right answer over here? यहाँ पर क्या सही जवाब हो जाता है? What is the correct answer? The Lonely Londoners. The Lonely Londoners. What is the correct answer over here, everyone? The Lonely Londoners. The Lonely Londoners. बीए की क्या बच्चे, किस तरह की बुक आपको चाहिए, किस तरह की? यस, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड। ओके, सो व्हाट आर वी एबल टू सी, ये आपका बिल्कुल सही जवाब है, सैमुअल सेल्विन। सैम सेल्विन इज द करेक्ट आंसर। ये वैसे हम लोगों ने पोस्ट कॉलोनियल लिटरेचर में करा भी भाई, यहाँ की यूट्यूब क्लासेस में भी वी हैव डन इट। सो लोनली लंडनर्स, दिस इज व्हेन इज दिस कमिंग, दिस इज कमिंग इन नाउ हियर 1956, वैसे पेन कौन, 1956, एंड दिस इज रिटन बाय सैमुअल सेल्विन, ट्रिनिडाडियन राइटर। तो यू नो ये आपको थोड़े बहुत कॉन्सेप्ट्स करने पड़ेंगे। आप अपने जब नोट्स, स्पेशली अगर आप जून अटेम्प्ट की तैयारी करें, तो डायस्पोरिक राइटर, पोस्ट कॉलोनियल लिटरेचर, इंडियन राइटर्स, इसके नोट्स ना थोड़ी सेपरेटली बनाइए। जस्ट मेक सेपरेट नोट्स ऑन डायस्पोरिक लिटरेचर, पोस्ट कॉलोनियल राइटर्स, आपके अफ्रीकन राइटर्स, इंडोनेशियन राइटर, लाइक यू नो आप थोड़ा सा जस्ट ट्राई एंड मेक कंसर्टेड एफर्ट्स टू पुट देम ऑल टुगेदर. Okay, so that is something that you'll have to remember. Okay, moving on to the next question. Michael Anthony sets his novel Streets of Conflict, Streets of Conflict in which of the following Brazilian cities? In which of the following Brazilian cities? Michael Anthony का जो Streets of Conflict है, Streets of Conflict है, वो इन्होंने कौन सी सिटी में डाला है? ये इन्होंने कौन सी सिटी में डाला है? Which city are we talking about? Michael Anthony sets his novel Rio de Janeiro at, what is the correct answer over here? Excellent, excellent, excellent. So yes, 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 Rio de Janeiro, right? de Janeiro. So this novel is set in Rio de Janeiro at a time जहाँ पे student revolts हो रहे थे. Remember, we are students of literary theory and criticism, and literary theory is a product of the student rebellion of 1970s. The student rebellion आपका 1970s का हो रहा था. We are able to see we are actually products of that. So that is true. So Michael Anthony over here becomes the right answer. So Michael Anthony, what are you able to see? He's setting his novel in Rio de Janeiro at a time where, you know, the student riots were there. And what is the story? The story, at the center of the story is Marisa, who teaches at this language school run by Mac altogether. Marisa has two young visitors at Rio de Janeiro, right? And overall how the story actually continues. So again, what you are able to see, you are able to see that, you know, the streets of conflict के अंदर रियो डी जेनेरो को डिपिक्ट किया गया है. रियो डी जेनेरो is actually getting depicted. A History of African American Theater is co-authored by. This work is co-authored by. ये किसने co-author किया है? Yes, yes, yes. He's like the Earth Summit was also held in Rio de Janeiro. Yes, that's true. Earth Summit is also coming in Rio de Janeiro. That's absolutely true, right? The Earth Summit जो आपकी आ रही है, that is also coming in Rio de Janeiro. That is absolutely the correct answer. What becomes the correct answer over here? A History of African American Theater is co-authored by. This is co-authored by. This is co-authored by. It is co-authored by Errol Hill and James V. Hatch. इन दोनों ने co-author किया है, right? This is co-authored by them. That is what you are able to see. So History of African American Theater जो है, that is getting co-authored by Errol Hill and James V. Hatch. Errol Hill and James V. Hatch. So please remember that. Okay, moving on. Which of the following is not a trope to Hitler's rhetoric in Kenneth Burke's essay, The Rhetoric of Hitler's Battle? The Rhetoric of Hitler's Battle. The Rhetoric of Hitler's Battle. Very important essay by Kenneth Burke, जो कि आपको बता रहा है कि Adolf Hitler was coming to power also because of his rhetorical abilities, right? And the kind of rhetorical abilities that he had altogether. Okay, we still haven't got the right answer. Okay, Uttam has given. Uttam is on fire today. Very good, very good. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पर not a trope है, not a trope, right? So when you're talking about My Struggle, Men Camp, or other works that are coming in, you're able to see कि Hitler की जो quality थी, that was definitely inborn. The projection device that he was using, there was also symbolic rebirth, and there was commercial use, right? There was commercial. Most of the political leaders, how are they able to sway us? They are trying to tell us that we are making things better for you. We are making things better for you. But prophetic rhetoric is not there, right? Prophetic rhetoric is not there. That is what you are largely able to see. So the rhetoric of Hitler's battle, right? The rhetoric of Hitler's battle that you are able to see, this is of course important. ये Kenneth Burke का है, so please keep that in mind. Moving on to the next question. In going to the territory, a volume of 17 essays includes new perspectives on. It is including new perspective on. It is including new perspective on. Volume of 17 essays. The 17 essays collected going to the territory. That Ralph Ellison was not one of America's most innovative novelists. What is the correct answer here? jaldi bataiye, what becomes the right answer? Very good, Dominator Rajneesh. Richard, right, absolutely right, right. ये work क्या कर रहा था? ये जो 17 essays हैं going to the territory, right? These 17 essays that you are able to see that are coming under going to the territory, they are trying to tell you कि Ralph Ellison जो है, he is not this dazzling writer, but actually is, you know, is a commentator altogether. So again, you know, Ellison is telling us about other writers that he's looking at. So 17 essays critically commenting. आपका criticism पे भी questions आते हैं, so you need to know about them, right? You need to really understand them. No Man's Land, The War of Words, is sequel to which of the following works? No Man's Land, very important. No Man's Land is a sequel to. No Man's Land is a sequel to which work? Which work are you able to see? No Man's Land is actually a sequel to. Yes, everyone, what becomes the right answer? Very good, very good. Mad Woman in the Attic is the right answer. The Mad Woman in the Attic. And who's the Mad Woman in the Attic? Bertha Mason that we're talking about, which is being spoken about, right? So this is actually a sequel to the Mad Woman in the Attic by Gilbert and Goubard. Okay, that is what it's actually a sequel to, and you know, it's trying to show you how women were actually producing works of literature. A Black Mass, a play based on religious doctrine of the Yaqub, and also features a white beast that will become the ancestor to the white race, is authored by. ये किसने author किया है? This is very simple. Black Mass is by. It was performed in the Proctor's Theatre. Proctor's Theatre पे perform किया गया था. It was performed at the Proctor's Theatre. Very good, Sonali. Amiri Baraka is the right answer. Amiri Baraka is the right answer. So Black Mass, ये जो work है, right? This work that is coming in, what you are able to see, Black Mass is a play that is written by Amiri Baraka. Okay, so this is what you are able to look at. So Black Mass, it's written, you know, at the beginning of Baraka's involvement with American Black nationalism and Black arts movement altogether. And ये please याद रखना, it is a form of action literature. You know, it was trying to raise political consciousness altogether. तो ये सारे के सारे pointers आपके important हो जाते हैं. Moving on to the next question, John Crow Ransom's elegy, Bells for John Whiteside's Daughter, makes reference to which of the following works of John Donne? It makes reference to which of the following works of John Donne? कौन सी works of John Donne को reference बनाता है ये? कौन सी work को reference बनाता है ये? It is making reference to devotions upon emergent occasions, devotions upon emergent occasions के ऊपर. So Bells for Whiteside's Daughter, this is an elegy by John Crow Ransom, and you are able to see it is reference, right? The reference is to John Donne's devotions upon emergent occasions. Devotions upon emergent occasions, उसके ऊपर ये है. Never sent to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. It tolls for thee. That is what you're able to see. Okay, which of the following works by John Donne contains a defense of suicide? It's containing a defense of suicide, right? Quickly tell us what is the correct answer over here. It contains a defense of suicide. Excellent, excellent. By Thanatos. Thanatos is actually related to your death altogether. So this is actually containing a defense of self-homicide, which is also called suicide altogether. That is what you're able to see, okay? And overall, otherwise also people have commented on that. So that is another problematic, that's another aspect that you're able to see. Okay, Alan Tate's poem Ode to Confederate Dead is associated with which of the following philosophical doctrines? It's associated with which of the following philosophical doctrines? It's associated with which of the following philosophical doctrines? It's associated with which of the following philosophical doctrines? Yes, everybody? It's associated with solipsism. ठीक है? It is associated with solipsism. Please इसको याद रखना. I'll just hide myself so that you can see the explanation as well. So what are you able to look at? You're able to see that when you're looking at Ode to Confederate Dead, this is a long poem by Alan Tate, and it's the first book of poems, Mr. Pope and other poems, right? That is of course a very important piece that you're able to see, and other poems also that are coming. So solipsism के बारे में है. Right, solipsism is again another feature when you are only concerned about yourself. It's a form of narcissism altogether that you're able to see. Okay, all right, moving on to the next question that we are having. This is the next question. Let's see how many of you are able to answer this question correctly. Jaldi se bataiye, what is the correct answer here? What is the correct answer here? Self-reliance provides as lens for critique of Herman Melville's Moby Dick based on the argument of based on the argument of based on the argument of लाइफ एंड डेथ ऑफ एहब. ठीक है, सेल्फ डिफेंस सेल्फ रिलायंस जो है, that life and death of Ahab, that what was it, he had this megalomaniac of killing and taking revenge from the Moby Dick, but it's immaterial altogether. So self reliance again very important, and he talks about individualism. So self reliance mein he's talking about individualism. He's stressing that anyone who's capable of achieving happiness, right, in the mindset. So again pura ka pura define karte hain. He's talking about all of those things all together, so please keep that in mind. Okay, moving on to the next question that we are having. These lines belong to which of the following poet? I love the earth. She is my maker's creature. She is my mother, for she gave me birth. She is my tender nurse. She gives me food. But what is creature, Lord, compared with thee? Or what is my mother or my nurse to me? Right? What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer over here? Excellent, excellent, excellent. Very good. Delight in God only. ये Francis Quarles का है, right? This is Francis Quarles का है. These lines are delight in God only. ये कहाँ से आई है? Delight in God only. Francis Quarles का है. And very famously known for emblem poems. Emblem जो आपका symbols बन रहे हैं. That is what you're able to see. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. Pandit Jayaram appears in which of the following V.S. Naipaul's works? Pandit Jayaram. Right? Mohan Biswas, Hindu Trinidadian. He's striving for success, fails also. Tulsi family jo aa rahi hai. But Pandit Jayaram, Mohan's cruel employer. Very good. A house for Mr. Biswas is the right answer. Fine. A house for Mr. Biswas is the right answer. That is absolutely true. Pandit Jayaram is coming in. And who's Pandit Jayaram? He is Mohan Biswas's. He is Mohan Biswas's, cruel employer that you're able to see. Okay, moving on to the next question. What is the servant's name in Jean Rhys's White Sargasso Sea, who is tasked with guarding Antoinette, the protagonist, who relates to the story of life from childhood to an arranged marriage to an unnamed Englishman. So these are the four options. This is option A, this is option B, this is option C, this is option D. What is the correct answer over here? What is the correct answer over here? यहाँ पे what is the correct answer? Very good. D, Grace Poole. Right, Grace Poole. Grace Poole is the right answer over here. So here, she's confined to the attic at the Thornfield Hall mansion that she calls the Great House, and her relationship with Grace Poole, the servant who's tasked to guarding her altogether. Okay, so please keep that in mind. Grace Poole plays a very pivotal. So जो characters ancillary role play कर रहे हैं Jane Eyre में, they are of course becoming more important over here. That is what you're able to see. George Fleming's In the Castle of My Skin derives its title from Derek Walcott's poems. Which poem are we talking about? Which poem are we talking about? Derek Walcott's which poem? Which is the poem that we're talking about? Very good. Epitaph for the Young. Epitaph for the Young is absolutely the correct answer. So in the Castle of My Skin jo hai, which is by the Barbadian writer George Fleming, what are you able to see? आपके Caribbean writers में भी आ जाता है. So here you are able to look at that how the title is, the epigraph is actually coming from. Where is the title actually coming in from? It's coming from Epitaph for the Young. Epitaph for the Young से आपका पूरा का पूरा title आ रहा है. So please remember that. Norman Mailer's novel The Naked and the Dead is divided into 4 parts. Identify which of the following is not a part. Identify which of the following is not a part. एक इनमें से part नहीं है. Wave, Argyle mold, plantain phantom, wake, right? So which is not a part? Which is not a part? Marigold is not a part, right? Marigold is not a part. You have wave instead of, yeah, so wake is there. You are having Argyle mold, plantain phantom, right? Plantain phantom, these are there. And then there is wake, okay? So you are having wave is there, wake is there. These are the parts. Marigold is not there. Marigold is not there. Okay, so please keep that in mind. So Naked and the Dead, novel by Norman Mailer. What are you able to see? The novel is divided into four important parts. ठीक है? Wave, Argyle, Mold, Plantain Phantom and Wake. ठीक है? So ये आप थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखना. कल भी हम लोग we were talking about those kind of books. So उसके भी आप please remember the various aspects. Okay. Edwidge Danticat historical fiction Farming of Bones is set against which of the following historical episodes of Dominican Republic? Which of the following Dominican Republic? जल्दी से बताइए, what is the right answer over here? Edwidge Danticat, historical fiction, right? Farming of Bones is set against the historical episodes of Dominican Republic. What is the correct answer? Very good, Aftara. It is the Parsley's massacre. It is the Parsley's massacre. That is absolutely the right answer. So what are we able to see? That farming of the bones ke andar, right? Farming of the bones ke andar. This is what you're actually able to look at. It is beginning with Desther speaking of a lover, Sebastian Onies, right? And that's how the story actually proceeds. Okay? इसको एक बार देख भी लीजिएगा. That is true. Okay. Moving on to the next question that we are having. The foreword of Condi's English version of I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem is provided by. I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem is a French novel by Condi, right? It was translated by Philcox. Philcox was the translator that you were able to see. Very good, Dominator. Angela Davis is absolutely the right answer. ठीक है? And the forward जो है इसका किसने दिया है? कॉन्डी की नॉवल का Angela Davis is giving the forward, right? The forward has been given by which particular writer? The forward has been given. So historical novel का जो forward है, the forward is coming by Angela Davis, who calls this book a historical about Black Witch of Salem. सो रिमेंबर सैलम, तो जहां पर आपने इस तरह से आप अपने नोट्स को रिच बनाएंगे, जहां पर आपने अमेरिकन रियलिज्म या अमेरिकन रेनेसांस के नोट्स बनाए हैं, you've written Kathleen Hawthorne and you've talked about maybe other works, या फिर आपने आर्थर मिलर का क्रूसिबल जहां पर लिखा है, वहीं पे आप पॉइंट बना के you can actually write down about this as well. I, Tituba, Black Witch of Salem by Condé, and how this is trying to tell you about the Black Witch of Salem. This is the forward coming from Angela Davis. So please remember that. Okay. Do take a look at it. So आपका Hester Prynne का जो character है, that is also there. Tituba is thrown into a cell with pregnant Hester Prynne. So that is how the reworking is taking place. So you can't even think कि कहाँ से narrative ढूंढ के postmodern writers are actually talking about it and reinventing it. Okay, that is what you're able to see. Okay, moving on to the next. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer here? What is the correct answer here? What becomes the correct answer here? So you have characters and you are having novels, right? You're having characters and you are having novels. You're able to see characters and you're able to see novels. That is what you're actually able to look at. तो यहाँ पर क्या सही जवाब हो जाता है? What is the correct answer? तोरू वतानबे, तोरू वतानबे, तोरू वतानबे. Turu Vatanbe, the Wind Up Bird Chronicle, the Wind Up Bird Chronicle. So you are actually able to eliminate both these options because A के साथ 4 तो है नहीं यहाँ पर, right? Then what are you able to see? Nakata, Nakata, Kafka on the Shore. Beautiful, beautiful work that you're able to see. ठीक है? तो अब ये दोनों का same है. Then Toru, Toru Kada. Toru Kada is known for Norwegian wood, and Sumer is known for what? Sputnik Sweetheart. राइट आपका एक चैनल आता है टेड रिकमेंडेशंस करके भी, जहाँ पे बुक्स के नाम दे रखे हैं, उसमें उन्होंने नकाटा का काफका ऑन द शोर बोला हुआ है. काफका ऑन द शोर वैसे भी आपके लिए बहुत पॉपुलर है. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट, ये आपको थोड़ा सा याद रखना पड़ेगा. सो काफका ऑन द शोर टेल नकाता स्टोरी ऑल टुगेदर. नकाता की जो स्टोरी है वो आपको पता चलती है. Okay, and due to the uncanny abilities, is found part-time work in his old age as a finder of lost cats. Then Sputnik Sweetheart Sweetheart Sumer is the aspiring writer. Okay, that is what you're able to see. Norwegian Wood, again told from Toru Watanbe's perspective. Toru Watanbe's perspective is coming in, right? So ये सारा एक बार just go over it. These are all very important works altogether. बबलू बच्चे वो different काफका हो गया, ये different काफका है, ठीक है? ये different काफका, ये बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, ये सबका सही आंसर आना चाहिए, किसी का भी गलत नहीं होना चाहिए, वरना बेसिक्स पे जाना पड़ेगा, आप लोगों को एक बार गो थ्रू करना पड़ेगा. Pride and Prejudice, what is the name of army officer who runs off with Lydia Bennet with no intention of marrying her? With no intention of marrying her. What is the correct answer over here? ये सबका सही आना चाहिए और बिल्कुल सही. वेरी गुड अजीज. जॉर्ज विकिम, एक्सीलेंट. जॉर्ज विकिम, राइट? जॉर्ज विकिम. That is what you're able to see. Again, Darcy, also knows him. Darcy is already cautioned, but he's the one who is primarily escaping and eloping with Lydia. Okay, moving on to the next question very quickly. In Dorothy Wordsworth's journal, it is mentioned that a highly famous poem by her brother William Wordsworth was inspired from a walk the siblings took around the Bay Ullswater in the Lake District. What is the name of the poem? What is the name of the poem? What is the name of the poem that you're able to see? What is the name of the poem that you're able to look at? What is the name of the poem? I wandered lonely as a cloud. I wandered lonely as a cloud, right? I wandered lonely as a cloud. That is the name of the poem that you're able to see. I wandered lonely as a cloud. That is the work that we're able to look at. Okay, so yeah, please thoda sa yaad rakhna. Please remember this because a lot of times such kind of questions come in and we often go wrong with these. So please remember that. Okay, what titular poem by William Blake appears in two versions of his poetry collection, Songs of Innocence and Songs of Experience, with distinct point of view each time? With distinct point of view each time. With distinct point of view each time. What is the correct answer here? Very good. Chimney Sweeper is the correct answer. Rather, abhi bhi hum log keh rahe the socially purposive literature that comes in the romantic period at 8 o'clock for the classroom class. That, if you remember, that is what you were able to see. Okay, moving on to the next question. Which amongst the following poems by Ted Hughes illustrates the reason how the crow became black in color? The crow became black in color. Which explains that the crow became black in color? Which amongst the following poems by Ted Hughes illustrates the reason how the crow became black in color? What is the correct answer here? Crows Fall, okay? Crows Fall. Crows Fall is actually trying to tell you. Crows Fall by Ted Hughes is trying to tell you, right? He's using crow as a symbol to attack the Orthodox Christianity, right? And it's trying to tell you how there was a downfall of the crow that was coming in. Okay, moving on. Call the roller of big cigars, the muscular one, and bid him whip in kitchen cups of concupid skirt, the emperor of ice cream. कल ही हम लोगों ने emperor of ice cream को match भी किया था by Wallace Stevens, if you remember, right? What does the poet mean by muscular one in this given quote? Muscular one, muscular one. Wallace Stevens ka match the following we done. Very good, Bablu Pandey, excellent. Physically strong, right? The physical strength. The physical strength is something that is being spoken about over here. This is Emperor of Ice Cream, right? These are lines from the Emperor of Ice Cream. Emperor of Ice Cream. That is what you're able to see. Okay, who amongst the following characters in Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire says this? I have always depended on the kindness of strangers. I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. Who's this person again representing the aristocratic order that you're able to see? So who's this character that we're talking about? Who among the following characters, Tennessee Williams' A Streetcar Named Desire says this? I've always depended on the kindness of strangers. Absolutely right. Blanche the voice. Blanche the voice, right? Blanche the voice. Stanley, Blanche, Stella, Pura ka Pura, you should know, right, about how Blanche actually eventually goes to the mental asylum. Extremely important and a beautiful work altogether that is written. Okay, moving on. I'll just imagine he had an operation. The horn was removed to make him feel less freakish. Now he will be more at home with other horses, the ones that don't have horns. Who said these lines to whom in Tennessee Williams' The Glass Menagerie? Who's saying these lines to whom? Laura is saying, very good, Devanshi. Laura is saying these lines to Jim, right? Laura is saying these lines. Who's saying these lines to whom? Laura is saying these lines to Jim, right? Glass Menagerie, again, Tennessee Williams, A Streetcar Named Desire, Glass Menagerie. All of these are very important, okay? All of these are extremely important works that you're able to see. Okay, very easy question. ये भी किसी का गलत नहीं होना चाहिए. In which play Arthur Miller criticizes American materialism and self-delusion that American population were afflicted with? What is the correct answer? Failure of the American dream, critique of the American dream. Which work are we talking about? Which work are we talking about? It's Death of a Salesman, right? Which work are we talking about? It's Death of a Salesman that we are discussing, right? Death of a Salesman. ये आपका सही जवाब है. Okay, moving on to the 30th question. Please match it correctly. Please match it correctly. जल्दी से बताइए what is the correct answer. Quickly tell us what is the correct answer that you're able to see. Nina Leeds, characters in play. Nina Leeds. Nina Leeds is a character in Strange Interlude. Strange Interlude, you're able to see that, this character is coming in, right? Strange Interlude is telling you Nina Leeds' story altogether. That is something that is coming in. Brutus Jones, Morning becomes Electra. Right, so basically आप क्या कर सकते हो, one is, so as it is C only becomes the correct answer because C is having two, right? Lavina Manon, the Emperor Jones again, right? And Yank is coming in Harry Ape. Yank is a character in Harry Ape, so that is what you're able to see. So Eugene O'Neill, all the plays that are there, ये थोड़ा सा आपको ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा. Please keep that in mind. Okay, Richard Steele's sentimental comedy The Conscious Lovers features a preface to the play. Who has written the preface? Who's the writer who's written the preface? Who's the writer who's written the preface? Preface किसने लिखा है? Who's the writer who's written the preface? Richard Steele's sentimental comedy The Conscious Lover features a preface to the play. Who has written the preface? Who has written the preface? किसने preface लिखा है? Who's the writer who's written the preface? Wellsted has written the preface. Okay, Wellsted is the person who's written the preface. Who was sent to exile in Seneca's play? In Seneca's play Hercules. Seneca's play Hercules. And this is the last question for today. This is the last question for today. Seneca के play Hercules में who sent into, sent to exile? Lysis is sent, right? Lysis is sent to exile. So that is something that you can keep in mind. Okay, Kal, we will be having, we'll practice a few more questions than usual. But again, your preparation strategy right now needs to be very simplified. Try to keep it as simple as possible. Try to restrict your knowledge base. ऐसा नहीं कि सब कुछ ही कर रहे हैं. Try to make sure that all of you are practicing whatever you're doing. That is something which is important. And in case if there are any queries, anything that you want, any help and assistance you want from our side, please do let us know about it. We're happy to help you out in this entire process. Fine. So I'll catch up with all of you tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. अगर कोई और doubts होगा तो उसे please लिख देना. Thanks Queen, thank you so much. Thanks Bablu, thank you. Thanks Samar. All right, I'll catch up with all of you then tomorrow. Take good care of yourselves. Okay. Thank you, Dominator, Satyendra, Supratim. I will catch up with all of you tomorrow. In case if there are any other doubts, do let me know. Sonali, Tara, all right, Samar, thanks. Please like the session. All right, thanks, Vishal. That's so good. Dominator, Rishikesh, Pragya, Sonali. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams. Sleep well. Also, do not compromise on your sleep. Also, okay. Thanks, Manzil. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Pache. Thanks, Uttam. Thank you.